Hey, it's BessieLB and I am back again with another product review. Today we're going to be discussing something else that is beauty. It is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzers. I have both the normal Endless Summer standard brown bronzer, and then I have the more shimmery bronzer. I'm going to show you how I take bronzers and how I use them. So if you're interested in knowing how I use them other than what people usually use bronzers for, then definitely check out the rest of this video. This is the final look, but you will see this final look at the end after you see me apply it. So check it out here. So I'm here to show you guys now how I put on these Physician Formula bronzers. I know, it sounds crazy, but I guess the beauty of being blessed with some great melanin is that for me, I can use bronzers as a very light cover of a face done up, right? So it isn't going to be foundation where it's covering up all your imperfections, all these things, but it gives you that glow. It gives you that little look, that very light look of looking like you have makeup on your face versus just a plain face, right? And so for the Physicians, I do have the Butter Bronzer, and this one is the Endless Summer PF 11,000, and then I have the Butter Bronzer, which is the PF 11,099 Brazilian Glow. So this one is just the regular brown hue with a touch of a little shimmer. And then this one is the actual like highlight type situation that's here. What I do is I do right now have a setting powder that I put on. And then I do have some concealer that I went on ahead and just filled in my discolorations. Check that out on my other review for the Juvia's concealer that I decided to use. And then I did another review on the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. So check that out and see how I feel about that. But I do have those two things on first. And it covered up all my blemishes. And that's another reason why I can use this bronzer as looking like I have foundation on my face of some sort, but I really don't, okay? I'm not going to use any other foundation or any other thing after I use this bronzer. I'm going to take this bronzer, I'm going to put it on, and I may do like a finishing powder or a set and mist just to set this again, even though there's setting powder underneath on the base. But that is it, guys. Like I said, I'm fortunate enough to be able to just use this bronzer on my face because it somehow matches, and that's it. So it does come with this little tool kit here. I do kind of use this, and guys, it smells so good. It smells literally like a tropical island coconut, hints of just goodness, right? So I do use this sometimes, and it does come underneath. It's a compact, so there is like a mirror situation there, but it does come underneath here, and then you just take it and you put it on. So I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna use this basic one, not the shimmer one, but the basic brown one, and I'm just gonna put it on so you guys can just see how I put it. So stay tuned. Okay, so you saw me apply it real briefly, real quick, okay? As you'll see in the Juvia's place for the concealer, it already covers up a lot of what I needed to cover up as far as blemishes, the under eye area, anything of that nature. This bronzer that I use is simply just to give myself a little cover up on top of that concealer. And before I bought the concealer, I was still using it just as such, but because it isn't a foundation, it did show the blemish imperfections underneath, but I didn't really care because I was not intending the bronzer to be a foundation. It was just to give me a little pop, kind of like when people put mascara on or put a little lip gloss on just to give them a little pop. So that is what I do with this. If I'm feeling fancy, I will take this butter bronzer, and I will take just a little bit and use my powder brush here. Instead of using that little tool that you saw, I will take a little bit of this and I'll kind of like blow it off a little bit. and I will hit those areas that kind of looks like a highlight, because ultimately this shimmer one is intended to be, you know, how bronzes are supposed to be, and then it has a little bit of that shimmer. So I'll hit it right in those areas. And again, I'm not a makeup artist, okay? This is just what makes me feel comfortable, and this is what I do. So as you can see, you see a little shimmer. So if I turn my face, you see a little hit, just a little bit. And you can obviously go back in and add the amount that you want to add. I don't get too carried away, but again, I'm using this more shimmer looking one, and I take it and I just kind of put it that cheekbone area, that right there on the side. And then I will take a smaller brush and just use it, or you can take your finger and, you know, just dab in those little areas where you want it. Sometimes I put a little bit right here, but you know, whatever you want, dab it a little bit, get a little shining going, a little underneath there, and baby, you look like you got you a full face. You hear what I'm telling you? You look like you got you a whole full face of makeup or whatever. I do know some people may say, well, why didn't she do her eyebrows first? I know a lot of people do the eyebrow thing. Again, I'm not a makeup person. I don't do my eyebrows in full, thick effect. I just do it enough to fill them in just a little bit. I actually want to try microblading, so that way I don't even have to fill them in, because I feel like the eyebrows is still something I'm trying to learn how to fill them the way I want them to look. I know the basic techniques, but I want it to look a little bit different than how I do them. So yeah, I'm going to finish putting the rest of my everyday look on, and I'll come back and let you know my overall feels of the butter bronzers and butter bronzers from Physicians Formula. Okay, so I am back to tell you the end results of these beautiful Physician Formula butter bronzers. So as I told you guys in the video of me putting on my makeup, I am not pretending that this is, well, I guess not pretending, but I'm using it as an active foundation. It's not foundation, but again, me being blessed to be able to use it as a foundation because it does match my skin tone very well. So I did use the basic Physician Formula as I showed you as like a base, and I do sometimes take this more shimmery Physicians Formula butter bronzer as like a little bit of a highlight on the cheeks, a little on the nose, you know, in the little spots that you want to glow. I do think if this is in your skin tone range and you want to try it, by all means try it. Their formulas are very gentle. I don't feel like it irritates your skin at all. I've been using bronzers as like a very, very light, quick on the go foundation for years, and it has worked out for me, okay? I understand that may not be the intent, but it works out for me. I was excited to try Physicians Formula because I was initially using the this bronzer from H&M. Believe it or not, H&M years ago had different ranges of bronzers. My cousin had told me about it, and I tried it on and I loved it. And then they discontinued it and I could not find it anywhere. So I went on ahead and used other brands, but they weren't doing what I needed it to do, because clearly bronzers is supposed to do what they intend bronzers to do. So I had to go on a search, and I found that Physicians Formula. I bought both of them, and depending on how I feel depends on what I want to do for the day. So these work well. I do love Physicians Formula's butter bronzer. If you want to use it for the purpose of bronzer, go right on ahead. If you want to use it for my purpose, because you can, go right on ahead. I just want to tell you that these products are awesome and I love them.